Hi, my name's Sailor. I scored a 178 on the LSAT and I'm a tutor with JurisPrep. Today we're going to be talking about the most common mistakes in LR. Number one is definitely confusing sufficiency for necessity. It is always flawed to say that something that's sufficient for something is necessary for it and vice versa. For example, if X is sufficient for Y, whenever there's X, there's always Y. But that doesn't mean that whenever there's Y, there's always X. But if there's X, Y is always there. The second most common flaw is confusing correlation for causation. Just because two things are correlated doesn't mean that we know which one caused the other. And we also don't know whether some third factor caused both of them. So trying to establish a causal relationship based on pure correlation is always going to be flawed. Another common mistake I see on the LSAT is confusing the strength of wording. For example, many and most often get conflated, but they actually mean two different things. Most means at least one more than 50%. Many is just equivalent to some, or at least one. Many does not mean at least one more than 50%, and I see those two words being confused a lot. Understanding the difference between the strength of words can be the difference between the correct answer and the wrong answer, so definitely pay attention to that. Another mistake I see people make is on most strongly supported questions or must be true questions, when they pick an answer choice that doesn't actually have to be true. Just because an answer choice may be true or may not be true doesn't mean that it is strongly supported or must be true. In other words, it's okay that it's possible, but that doesn't mean that it's supported. The answer choice that's actually supported will have very strong support from the passage and can be inferred by the passage. And one more mistake I see people make is confusing a most strongly supported question for a strengthened question. Some most strongly supported questions can start with the question stem, which of the following is most strongly supported by the passage? And some strengthened questions can start with the question stem that says, which one of the following most strongly supports the passage? It's easy to see how these two could be confusing because they're very similar, but the key thing is to see where the support is being drawn from. Is the support being drawn from the answer choices to give to the passage, or is it asking you to find support from the passage and apply it to the answer choices? For any LSAT related questions, click the link in our bio for a free consultation with a JurisPrep tutor.